Hello, everyone. My name is Eddie Laporte. I'm the Executive Director of the New Jersey Office of Faith-Based Initiatives. And today's webinar is the FY24 Q&A webinar for social innovation. This webinar is going to be recorded and it'll be posted on our website, if not by the close of business today, by tomorrow. We'll hold all questions to the end. If you have any questions, since this is a webinar, just write your question in the Q&A icon on the bottom there on your Zoom bar, and I'll read the question at the end and I'll answer them. So let's begin. So we're going to review today, we're going to review the grant guidelines and we're going to go through the process of accessing the application. To download the application, you can write down this long link, or you can do what I do, is I just Google the New Jersey Office of Faith-Based Initiatives, and it brings you to our homepage. When you get to our homepage, you click grant opportunities, and when you get to our homepage, you scroll down to Spotlight, you click grant opportunities, and it'll bring you to our grants page. Our applications are uploaded electronically on the Systems Administration for Grants electronically, SAGE, and the SAGE website is www.sage.nj.gov. That's www.sage.nj.gov. When you're using SAGE, please make sure that you're using one of these three browsers: Microsoft Edge, Safari, forgot to put the I there, and Firefox. Do not use Google Chrome. And if you're delegating tasks to complete this application, make sure you tell the folks that you're delegating tasks to not to use Google Chrome. That's Google Chrome does not interface well with Microsoft with Sage, and it'll look, if you're using Google Chrome and you access Sage, it'll look like you're uploading and inputting information, but we never see it at our end. So make sure that you never use Google Chrome when you're using Sage. All right. Remember, when you're in Sage, remember to always hit the save button in Sage. Sage doesn't have an automatic save feature, so when in doubt, always hit save. If you have any questions, you can call the main number at 609-984-6952, 609-984-6952, or you can email us at ofbi@sos.nj.gov, ofbi@sos.nj.gov. The best way to get in touch with me is by calling me on my cell phone number. It's not here, but I'll give it to you anyway. It's 732-289-1896, 732-289-1896. If you're going to text me, just say, hey, I was in one of your webinars, I have a question, and then I'll reply. All right. So now we're going to go live. And when you actually do the application, make sure to download the grant guidelines. So we're going to do, I'm going to take you to our web page, right? So when you Google the New Jersey Office of Faith-Based Initiatives, this is where you land. You land on the OFBI page. And then if you scroll down to Spotlights, you click grant opportunities. But if you want to receive information on other funding opportunities that come out of our office or from the federal government or from other state agencies, if you look to the right under the resources box, there's a link called Instant Connect. And if you click on that link, another window opens up and it's asking you to register, to fill out this form, and you submit it, and you're automatically added to our constant contact email distribution list, and you'll start getting those emails. So if you come to the left here on the Spotlights, you click grant opportunities and you're brought to our grants page. So when you get to our grants page, you'll see, and I do this because just to give folks an idea of where all this information is at. The application is due on April 20th. You'll see on the grant guidelines, all of these links are individual grant guidelines. Today we're on social innovations, but yesterday we did Project Atlas. Yesterday we did Project Atlas. I think tomorrow we're doing well, the schedule's down on the bottom here. So let me come down the schedule. So yesterday we did Project Atlas. Today we're doing social innovation. Tomorrow we're doing special projects. Friday we're doing seed. And then Monday, the 13th, we're doing Freedom School. So these are the links to our webinars. And then this link here, this webinar here, Introduction to Logic Model, I'll explain that later. But it's very important that you watch this webinar because you're going to be asked to upload a logic model. And a lot of organizations that applied last year did not upload the logic model. And that was the main reason why they didn't get funded, because the peer reviewers used the logic model to make sure that the budget aligns with the logic model, that the program design aligns with the logic model, that the goals and objectives align with the logic model. And if you don't have a logic model uploaded and our logic model, then you're going to lose points. And a lot of organizations lost a lot of points. So if you scroll down further to supporting documents, you'll see the link for the board resolution, which is this here. It's a fillable PDF. Just save it to your laptop or computer and fill it out and submit it. And then you'll see coming down, because we're doing social innovation, you'll see the logic model. And this is a logic model here. It's not a heavy duty, over the top PhD dissertation type of a logic model. It's 5 columns: resources, activities, outputs, outcomes, and impacts. And if you watch this webinar, it'll explain to you what we're looking for in the logic model. And if you scroll further down, you'll see congressional and legislative district. In the application process online, you're going to be asked to input your congressional district and legislative district. So when you click on congressional district, you're popped up to this page, and then you just find the county, click it, and then you'll get the correct legislative district. And then if you click on, congressional district, and if you click on legislative district, this will come up, which is, and then you find your counties, which is District 1 all the way down to, this is all the way down to District 40. And depending on where your county falls, like for example, Essex, if Essex has 2 districts, but you gotta see where your municipality falls in the Essex districts, because there's District 27 that covers Essex, 28 that covers Essex, 29 that covers Essex. And so wherever your municipality falls, that's your district. All right. Now, if you scroll up and you go to the top here and you click webinars and you scroll down, if this is your first time applying for a grant through the Department of State or the Office of Faith-Based Initiatives, you need to register into Blue Sage. It doesn't matter if you're registered in any other Sage system, you need to register into Blue Sage. This is a 5-minute webinar that teaches you how you need to register for Blue Sage, because you need to be given authorization to access the online application. I would suggest you do that today because, you're not in a rush. If they let you know like a week from now, you're not really pressing because the application is not due to April 20th. It takes about 5 business days. No one's on vacation because they, everybody, after the holidays, everybody is good. If you wait until the week of April 20th, your stress level is going to go through the roof because you haven't been authorized access, and you're going to be blowing up my phone talking about, I need access. And I got to run everybody down and get them to give you access because you waited to the last minute. It is February 7th. Applications due April 20th. You got a lot of time there, right? Then once you get authorized access, the next webinar you need to watch is this one, Step 1, Organization Information. In order to do business with the state of New Jersey, or in order to be contracted with any state agency, there are 5 pieces of information that you need to have current. One of them is the charity's registration number, especially if your agency-wide budget is $10,000 or more. Not the program budget, but your agency-wide budget. You need to have your division of revenue number, and you need to upload proof that that number is valid. You need to upload your 501c3 determination letter. You need to upload your certificate of incorporation, not your articles of incorporation, your certificates of incorporation, and you need to upload your certificate of standing. I'm gonna give you a tip. So the certificate of incorporation, there's a fee, and the certificate of standing, there's a fee. And the charities registration number, if you're non-compliant, there's probably fees that you haven't paid for. So I don't want you to have to spend money on an application that you may not get funded for. Let's say you don't get funded, but you put out this money to get these documents. So what I suggest is watch the webinar. You can insert placeholder numbers like all zeros, and where you're asked to upload documents, you can upload a Word document that reads something like this. If we're awarded a grant, we will purchase and upload all the required documents. That way, you don't have to spend the money up front, and then when you get funded, and then when you get awarded, then you'll have to go through the steps of getting these documents in place, all right? So that's a quick tidbit for those that are gonna wait until April 19th to get the application in, right? So you don't have to stress it out. All right, what else is there? Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go live. We're gonna go into, oh, you know what I didn't do? So this is the social innovation application. It's on our website, grant opportunities. It's right here, social innovation. I wanna go through that. And so they have eligibility criterias, right? Those five pieces of information are stated here again. We do not fund or houses of worship, colleges, universities, public schools, charter schools, or private schools. We have freedom schools, college readiness, youth entrepreneurship, and STEM. I separated the freedom school application, and that's going to be a separate webinar. So this year, the college, we changed our college readiness to include college and or trade school, because not everybody wants to go to college, and that's cool. But organizations want to provide a different opportunity path, career path to kids or to youth. And so we've included that you can help these individuals get access to trade schools, and you can use the percentage of our funding to help them with the application fees or acceptance fees or whatever other fees they need to purchase books. Freedom Schools, I'm not going to get into detail here, but Freedom Schools is designed to provide a summer enrichment program from K to 12. Here's the deal. You have to be certified by the Children's Defense Fund in order to apply for the Freedom School grant. And if you're not certified by the Children's Defense Fund because it's a pedagogy approach, then you can't apply for Freedom Schools. That's just the way it is. Youth entrepreneurship, again, we're looking to provide youth entrepreneurial skills to individuals, kids, teenagers, young adults, so that they can embody the concepts of entrepreneurship that can provide them with potential opportunities to start a small business as they get older, and they get introduced to the idea that they can be responsible for creating their own wealth. The majority, if you have a youth entrepreneurship class, you can use up to $500 to support the business ideas of your youth entrepreneurs. Now, we suggest that you steward the $500, because if you give Eddie $500 when he's 14, he's buying a pair of sneakers and some really nice gear. So you steward the $500 and you pay for whatever inventory Eddie needs so he can practice this stuff moving forward. We have STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, which is really designed to introduce STEM concepts in a practical manner to communities that whose schools don't really introduce them to them. So this is an opportunity for you to introduce those concepts to your targeted population, right? The contract year, if your award is July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. In order to be considered for funding, your application must score a 70 or higher. Now, I don't score the applications. We have independent peer reviewers that review the application and score it on the merit of the application. So this is the application requirements. So we have a project summary, and what we're asking you is you need to be able to answer this bullet. Briefly indicate the mission of the organization, as well as the proposed activities, goals, and objectives, and the impact the program is designed to achieve. This is easy if you do the logic mind. And if you watch the webinar, all you need to do is copy and paste and make seamless segues between each section, and that's your project summary. Organizational capacity. Indicate how long the organization has been implementing the program it's applying for. Last year, a lot of organizations were applying for grants that they've indicated that they've never implemented before. And so a lot of the peer reviewers were like, well, if you've never implemented this before, how do we know that it's going to be successful and you have no track record in implementing it? So I think what you want to do is look at what you're already providing and see if you can add a component to what you're already providing so that it is couched under an existing program. Briefly indicate the impact it's had in 2022, whatever this larger program has had in 2022, that you're going to add our funding to support, and provide a description of the staff associated with the program and their roles, right? Statement of need. Indicate which surveys, needs assessments were used to inform the organization that the program it is applying for is needed in the community. This is another area where a lot of people lost points on last year. They didn't indicate that, that the reason they're implementing the programs that they're implementing is because it's driven by a needs assessment, or that you've done your own internal needs assessment and you had focus groups and you figured out that this particular targeted population wants this particular social issue addressed in this particular way. A lot of folks didn't didn't even answer this section, and there has to be a reason why you're doing what you're doing, right? You just can't arbitrarily just say, oh, we're gonna sell ice cream on the corner as an example. Well, it's winter. Nobody's gonna buy. It's winter. There's no way in the world anybody's gonna buy ice cream in the wintertime, right? So that's a little levity, because you just have to have a sense of humor sometimes, right, to get through the day. Statement of collaboration. Check this out. So prior to COVID, we dispensed with the need for you to upload letters of support. Well, we on the other side of that monster, more or less, right? And so now everything is people are kind of sort of back together. So now we're asking you to upload 3 letters of support. And the support letter should really indicate who the collaborating partner is and what is their role in helping you implement this program, whatever the program is, right? And so if it's that they have participants that they're going to refer to you, if is it that they have other services that you don't provide, that you will be referring clients based on your assessments of their needs to them because they provide that particular service. It's that type of relationship. And I think a lot of you have that. So that's what we're asking you to put in there. We only need 3. Project design. Provide a detailed description of the project, who, what, where, when, and why. The peer reviewer should be able to understand the structure of the program and get a sense of what a client will be provided on any given day of the implementation, right? This might be, we're going to have 2 cohorts. The first cohort is going to run from this time to this time. The second cohort is going to run from this time to this time. when they come in, this is what they're going to learn on day 1. This is what they're going to do on day 2. This is what they're going to do on day 3. On day 4, we have case managers, or we have somebody to talk to them to see if there's other services that they need. That's the design of the program. Target population. Who are you providing services to? Are they men? Are they women? Are they children? Are they teenagers? Are they in high school? Are they not in high school? Are they seniors? Like, who are these people that you're providing services to? Goals and objectives. This is, again, if you do the logic model correctly, if you do the logic model correctly, outputs is your goals, outcomes is your objective. If you do that properly, this section is nothing more than a copy and paste. And that's what the peer reviewers are looking for, all right? Evaluation. Indicate how you will measure whether and to what extent the program's success has been achieved. This is a real easy one. We don't need you to dust off your evaluation textbook that you did in undergrad 50 years ago and copy and paste language that doesn't make sense didn't make sense then and it doesn't make sense now. Just, if you do your logic model, the impact is how you're going to evaluate the success of your program, right? So everything is aligned to the logic model, right? If Eddie does these things, then this is the outcome that's going to be, and we're going to be able to show the value of this program. That's it. All right, then the budget. Complete all budget forms on Sage, right? These are suggested expenditures. $2,000 of the grant, you can use up to $2,000 for the purchase of technology. Whatever technology is, you just need to justify it, right? $1,500 of grant funds can be used for administrative costs. $1,000 of grant funds can be used for staff development. I think that's important because I used to work for nonprofits in my early career, and I don't know how it is now, but I didn't get paid very well back then. But I had the good fortune of working under enterprising leaders that saw value in the development of their staff, and they took the time and the resources to send me and my other colleagues who were just green behind the ears to go to workshops and conferences, and then they allowed us to come back and implement those concepts practically so that we can learn and better our skills and help the organization move forward. Yeah, listen, it's a pain to send your people to workshops, because that means that work for a moment doesn't happen. But I really believe this. If you invest in your people, they find value in that, and their morale goes up because they're able to give back to the organization that gave back to them, right? And up to 85% of the grant can be used for personnel. All right, you have to upload the board resolution, which is this one here, right? And you have to upload the logic model under appendices, and you have to upload the 3 letters of support under the board resolution under appendices, the board resolution under required appendices, the logic model under appendices, and upload 3 letters of support under appendices, okay? So now we're gonna go live. We're actually gonna go to Sage. So when you go to www.sage.nj.gov, this is the landing page. But for us, this is our test site where we test our applications, make sure that everything we want in there is good, test the reporting forms, make sure everything is good, and also use this as our educational platform, like for webinars. So when you register, right, you're going to register with your username, and then you're going to have your password. If you forget your password, you're going to want to go to forgot user password, right? And then you're going to want to enter your username. Hopefully you don't forget that. And then if you forget that, you go to forgot username, and there's a whole bunch of steps over there. But everybody usually remembers their username. This is where everybody makes a mistake. The email that you enter here has to be the email that you registered with when you first registered with Sage. Because if you put in a different email, you're never going to get the reset password. So you put the email here that you registered in Sage, you click reset my password and email me the new one. Sage will email you the new password, and it's going to be a randomized password of letters and numbers. Listen to this. You cannot copy and paste that password here under password. You have to insert each character individually and then click login. And then another window opens up, and it said that will then allow you to reset your password to whatever password you want. Okay, so now you got your password, you remember your thing, you downloaded your grant guidelines. So as you're doing this, your grant guidelines are right next to you. If you have a double monitor, the grant guidelines should be on the other monitor. You click login. And then Sage is a little temperamental. Sometimes it takes a second or two for it to move from this landing page to the page that we want. Okay, so now when you get into Sage, you're gonna come to My Task. Now your My Task is not gonna be busy like this. It's busy like this because these are all the applications in the Department of State this is the place where we test our application. But when you get to this page, right? When you get to this page, I need you to scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says view available opportunities and click view available opportunities. Then I want you to go to the provider box and expand the drop-down box and click NJ Sage _DOS for Department of State. And then on the document instance, I want you to write social innovation because that's the grant we're talking about. And then I want you to click filter. And when you click filter, like I said, what's gonna pop up is, I gotta get to it, is this one right here. OFBI Social Innovation 2024, then the name of your organization, right? You see that, okay, I'm gonna apply now. You click apply now, and then you're gonna get to our